What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz, the #1 stock trading Discord with a 95% win rate for almost 2.5 years. In today's video, we're going to talk about an obvious stock market correction that's well underway. Last trade on the Q's 614 and change, down from a 630 high as Bitcoin barely hangs on to 75K. So the obvious question of this day is, how long is this going to last? Where are we going to bottom? And what are the three things that are going a hell of a lot higher in the next few years and beyond? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, God bless each and every one of you on this Tuesday. We're almost 1 o'clock here in the East Coast time. I've got alerts going off, but duty calls. In fact, I've got a sore throat, a bit of a mild fever, but I can't let you down. So if you're getting shellacked in altcoins, if you want to know where to buy the Qs for your retirement, if you're in the process of getting sucked into silver at 90-something spot right now before they pull the fucking rug again, listen to me carefully. I've been in the weeds for more than 30 years. Half of that as a broker from 93 to 07. I've made all the fucking mistakes, including go bankrupt, so you don't have to. In the last 2.5 years, we have 405 wins, only 21 losses. In the last 7 months, 84-2 for almost 7x return. Ask yourself, if you would have taken 10 grand to 65 in the last 7 months, would that have made a difference in your life? And oh, by the way, in that 50 some odd $1,000 profit, how much would you have paid me? $100 a month. Let's see. I give Jason 500 or 600. He gives me 50 or 60K. Are you fucking kidding me? When this video is over, if you're not convinced already, click the link below. It's 50% off your first month. The second is free. You can cancel anytime. You want into the best poker game in town, it's going to cost you $100. I will make you filthy fucking rich. And in times like this, I'll stop you from panicking at the lows and getting all FOMO'd up at the highs. And if you'll excuse me, I need another sip of my tea. All right. As I've been saying now for the last few months, NASDAQ is topping. We've had massive insider selling and institutional distribution. Every rally, just like to almost 630 in the Qs, whoop, pulling the rug. We're going down to retest 600 on the Qs. Most likely at some point in the next few months, we're going to break. In terms of your retirement, when we break the 580 level of support, that's your signal to start adding to your retirement. For us, QQQ, IWM, and SPY, my exact distribution personally, I've got half of my retirement money in the Qs, 25% in SPY and IWM, and I also opened a position, as I told you in my last video, in ETHA. Last trade, 16.75. I will add more to that at 16.5 or better, and again at 15.5 or better, and 14.5 or better if I can in the next few months. That would take Ethereum, down to 1,800 to $2,000. And I'm looking for, in case you missed it, a flush all the way down to at least 68K in Bitcoin. Now, we all thought, or at least many of us, we were going to get a rally right below that bearish rising wedge to, let's say, 84, 85. Didn't happen. Looks like they want to get the correction over with now. Okay, fair enough. So what do? You hoard cash. You have fucking patience. I told the team once again today, one of the hardest things you could ever do is absolutely nothing at all. Most of you have ants in your pants. You can't sit still. You get all lathered up over on Clown Town buying the daily gap and go. When in fact, there are times you need to pull back, let stock come in, let crypto come in, hoard cash, and when and where appropriate, pull the motherfucking trigger. I will help you do all that. We have something called the buy zones. Every day, all day, I update. Color-coded and everything. You get pinged in real time. Buy this. Sell that. A video. A graph. An explanation, as I'm about to get to, of why 3 things are going to melt up like motherfucking crazy in the next few years once we get through this correction. Forgive me. Those of you that own silver or gold for that matter, just had the shit scared out of you, right? I did a video at 117 spot silver. Get the fuck out of Dodge. It melted up a little higher to 122. Then JP Morgan pulled off one of the greatest heists of all time. Absolutely motherfucking illegal what they did with respect to getting the CME to raise margin requirements, outages in London. I already explained it, HSBC. Then they cover at 75. In other words, they're now going long, risk on for them. So they get their buddies in the analyst community. They get a couple of hacks like Rich Dad, Poor Dad to put outrageous fucking price targets. Here we go, melting back up. Don't kid yourself. If you think you're going to go blasting through all-time highs without another rug pull or a double top scenario, you got another fucking thing coming. Wall Street has a habit of screwing everybody in the ass. Those that didn't sell at 122 spot on silver made a mistake. Those that panicked and allowed JP Morgan, one of the crookedest firms on the street, to cover their short at 75 made a mistake. Those that are buying right now at 90 or close to its spot, making a fucking mistake. Let it go up. Let it come back down. Let it set a lower high. Let it retest that low of roughly 70. Let it build a base. And then make a decision. Is now the best time for me to be adding small or averaging down? Or should I wait for a retest of, I don't know, 55, 60? With that said, once we get through whacking everyone, right? They've whacked crypto. They've whacked the metals. Now they're whacking tech. It's probably going to last 30, 60, maybe 90 days. 3 things are going to make you and me filthy fucking rich. There was a perception out of the gate that the new Fed guy who comes in May was bad for the markets. Wrong. Wrong. In fact, if you are aware of the role he played in 2007, 8, and 9 during the Great Recession, arguably more important than Bernanke was. He was the voice of reason. When they were ready to write that $800 billion bailout check, he said, wait a second, this is going to be inflationary. We need to slow down. In other words, he's a very fucking smart guy, and he's as articulate as we've ever had at the Fed. So then the metals market bounces because they realize some of the following that I'm about to tell you. What are the 2 mandates of the Fed? And by the way, I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you click that link below if you want inside of our private Discord community. 2 mandates of the Fed, including this new guy. Inflation and the labor market, or what they often call full employment. What's happening right now in fucking China? Deflation. Why? They're ahead of us. With all due respect to the president who I voted for not once but twice, he's full of shit on a number of levels. The biggest one, perhaps, is that our AI is better than theirs. Wrong, and oh, by the way, wrong. If you've ever seen some of their futuristic cities or new airports, stunning. And what the Chinese have figured out in the last 6 to 12 months is that the productivity gains of AI are staggering. It's driving prices over there, for the most part, into the tank. They have a deflationary problem that is coming to the United States of fucking America in the next 6 months to a year and beyond. Mark my motherfucking word. When this guy comes in May, if not sooner, he's going to get in front of the camera and he's going to say, look, we have 2 mandates. And it's crystal clear from my standpoint that AI productivity is for real, and it's only going to get stronger as the next 1, 3, 5 years and beyond go by. So what does that mean? That means inflation. Then according to a number of outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, settle down, Jason, is 125, let's call it 20% below what's being reported right now. Prices from where they were a few years ago during the scamdemic are tanking. And it's just getting started. We are about to have a deflationary death spiral here in the United States. So if that's one of their fucking mandates and that's inflation and it's going closer to 1.25% to 0.5%, what are they going to do? Oh, that's right. We're going to lower interest rates and we're going to print trillions of fucking dollars. What's the second mandate? Full employment. We've peaked there. We are about to have millions and then tens of millions of our fellow Americans out of work as a result of AI. You're going to see employment somewhere between 5, 10, and maybe even 15% before this decade is over. And it's going to be the strangest thing to watch. Guys like me and some of you that are inside of that Discord are going to get filthy fucking rich. And yet when you walk down the streets of your local community, at least 1 out of 3 are going to have their head in the sand. They're going to be out of work. They're going to have lost most of what they've leaned on their entire life in terms of wealth creation. And it's going to be sad. It's going to be devastating for a lot of people. But that gives the Fed the green light, both politically and with the fake fucking news that's trying to scare you, by the way, out of everything you own right now. Don't let it happen. Their mandate is inflation and full employment. And if AI is going to be as powerful as not only Goldman Sachs, 3 times more powerful than the internet that Al Gore invented, they've written multiple articles on that. And yeah, that's a joke, kinda. Then we're going to see inflation plummet. We're going to see deflation become a problem. What has happened in the last 30 years whenever we have deflation? The Fed starts printing fucking money like crazy and they start lowering rates. And what happens when we have an unemployment problem? They start printing money and lowering rates like fucking crazy. Trump is already out in closing saying, I want a 10-year at 1%. Well, he's not going to get it like it was in the Great Recession unless we go into a death spiral. But I'll give him 2.5 to 3/4. Last trade on the 10-year around 4.25. I'm telling you right fucking now, when this new guy comes in, if not sooner, they're going to take 200 basis points off the 10-year. You're going to see mortgages eventually in the next 18 months into the 3s. They're going to be in front of the camera, and rightly so in this case, saying, look, inflation's in the toilet. AI productivity gains, as in China, is driving everything down, and we're going to progressively have more and more and more and more of our fellow Americans out of work. As our mandates clearly state, we must lower rates, we must stimulate the economy, aka print trillions. And what are the 3 things that are going to go to the fucking moon over the next 1, 3, 5, and eventually to 9 years when we do have the crash of a lifetime? Crypto, equities, housing. Get your fucking ass in the Discord by clicking the link below, because when this correction is over, we're going to make some fucking money. And until next time, always remember that I love you. And thank you very much for watching.